So I'm a farmer's guy. I want ROI, return on investment. So what I did is I purchased some books which would be of use to you. That I've shared with you, especially on tongue twisters, how do you develop confidence, how do you become a better public speaker, how to attend interviews. Around 10 books are there. So take some time out. And a few days back I shared this information. Not sure, just check out if it is for first year or second years together, but I've shared an information about NCDC conducting some programs between 2 to 5:30 in the afternoon. How many people have registered for it? Yes, that's good. But many hands went up. There's still some time if you did register, including the foreign student. I wish that you register. You can ask others. I put it in the group. That link, register for that, and you can go ahead for this class. It's going to be of help. Like we do have a concept which is called as the finishing school. So once you finish college, there is a gap between what is the expectation of the industry and what you have. Now, how that gap is to be fulfilled, for that you need to attend a finishing school. So when you're studying itself, people are teaching you how to write a CV, how to attend an interview. There are experts being taught from the industry to teach. I mean, I do it at other places when they call me. But I think I will be doing it somewhere towards the end. But the thing is, as of now, please attend. I don't think it is free, and because you're not paying, you can take it very lightly, and you have a choice whether to attend or not. Let me tell you, nothing in the world comes free. Everything is paid. Everything comes at a cost. So who has paid for it? The taxpayers' money. You understand what I mean? The taxpayers'
Yes.
money. So my money also is there. I'm a regular taxpayer. So the thing is, the university allotted some money to NCDC to conduct. This is called student development programs, so that the students get benefited. And I only wish that you come there early and go early inside because the hall gets filled. When I was a coordinator, you can still see at the entrance and just going along with Murali sir, my name, and Mameshwar and Stevenson sir's name there. I was there last before year. I was one of the and I've done a lot of programs there teaching people what is research and research methodology. But these life skills are very important. So for any reason, I don't want you to go about with come on, go about with missing out on that. And if you are a hostelite, have lunch and come back. If you're a day scholar, bring a tiffin with you. But don't go fasting or hungry. Nothing of it at your end. So please take benefit of that. And apart from your class, you have to read a lot of other things that are there. So that is what is my intention to convey. So that's the difference between somebody doing a distance education course and a regular education. You get some holistic development, you see people in flesh and blood, you interact with them. Except for one or two people coming to my personal room and asking me some doubt there, I don't think someone has come really with specific subject related notes. So subject related notes will come only when you read. When I speak, you make entries in your book, close the book, and next day you open the book. No doubts will come. Doubts will come when you're preparing for the exam. And a lot of things you'll start getting. Did he tell this? Did he finish this? Some of this looks new to me and all that stuff. So I don't want that to happen. So make sure that you get to spend some quality time reading. Today you can't say there is dearth of information. Information is there in your hand. If you use your hands properly, you can get a lot of information. Something you don't know, very simple. Put it in ChatGPT. Get the answer. You get. And somebody will tell me what is Garner versus Murray. Yes. It's to do with insolvency of a partner. What exactly is that? You studied it in business law. What exactly is that? The actual case had Garner, Murray, and another person. Uh, so what happened is one of the person has become insolvent. So other two members had to pay the expenses. So the ruling came first. I think it was Murray who was a defaulter. So what they say is you have to first take his capital and pay off the debts. And if there is anything remaining, probably for that, the other two partners were there, were not insolvent. But after this looks like it is based on equity and other things. Now, suppose I ask you what is limited liability partnership? It's only limited to capital or limited to liability? Anything else? That's all. Tomorrow you go for an interview, somebody asks you, how do you answer them?
The personal property will not be.
That is what it is. That is where you say liability. Anything beyond that? It is nothing but a hybrid between a partnership and a corporation. It is not both the features. Today we are talking about one person companies. I don't know why I'm asking you these two questions. I have to write an exam for that as afternoon. Okay. I'm in my second semester of LLB honors. So afternoon I have my exam. So I'm doing a bit of preparation and I'm trying to get clarity of thought there. And let me tell you, when you answer in an interview, make sure that if it's a teaching kind of an interview, they expect you to talk more. But if it is a corporate kind, tell the answer and keep quiet. That's okay. You got to elaborate. We are trying to check if you can communicate or not. That is what I was trying to do. So I just tried telling. So make sure that you are able to draw clarity, connect your ideas. There are a lot of things which are here, but sometimes you get stuck because you don't get the appropriate words coming to your mouth with which you can speak. So you have to overcome that disability. And that comes by more reading and more writing. You are enriched with vocabulary, so you will be able to speak. If that doesn't happen, then you don't speak. So just work on that. Is what I tell you. And I'll be wondering, like this fellow is openly telling he's doing a law course. How can he be a regular employee and do a law course as well? I've got NOC, I've intended. No objection certificate from my employer. And the timings are, the classes are there very early in the morning and very late in the evening, before 7 and after 7. So I am committed. And 2 years back I took an exam. So when I was walking into the hall to take the entrance, they asked me, have you come to give the exam or have you come to some invigilation or what is that called? Squad duty or something. So I have come to take the exam. With my size, I didn't look more like a student there. So I took the entrance, got a rank on 1800 something out of 38,000 people who took the exam. And I did take the seat in what is called a management program. And I took the seat through the convener program. And somebody told me after 10th to do this course, I think I've been very happy because one of the courses which makes you rich money wise is the law course. But now I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for some other purposes there. Like I want to keep myself busy, keep acquiring. Maybe at some point of time I'm going to use it. That's the thing I'm doing. It may be late now, but there are people who are going to retire 1 year from now, they're doing it now. So the dean, the chairman is doing, and seeing me, I think 3 or more people have joined from engineering and our club is also retired. Surprisingly, this year, many medical doctors have joined. If you wondering, after doing a 5-year MBBS course, why should you get into another 3 years of residency? But there are a lot of medical legal cases now. So a doctor will be able to defend better. So that's something which is very surprising, where you have doctors coming for that course. So I only tell you that keep yourself engaged. And when after MCOM, it's not a full stop, but you have to put commas. Maybe do an MBA, do a PhD, or do an LLB, or keep doing more courses and a lot of other things. You can do. The thing is, I didn't apply for a leave, so the moment I finish my class, I apply for a half a day leave and back and back for me. Tomorrow I'm there to study again, so I take my class. Probably I won't expect anyone to disturb, so I was secluded and I prepare for the day after the exam. So that is there for 6 days. I have to do that. So after that, I'm done with it. So that's something personal I've shared, but only to tell you that I wish that even you go over to do it. I think after some time, the senior said they may call you to their room to felicitate Nareshwar, who is assumed charge as the registrar of this conference. It's a very big post. It's not a small one. Next to the vice chancellor. So we're going to do some felicitation. So maybe somewhere towards the end of the class, you can join in for that. And let me tell you, comes from a very rural background, tough challenges, studied in environment, moved away from his parents and then took a room, cooked, studied and all that. And let me tell you, that's very rare. The grit that he has got is very uncommon. Maybe I grew up in a city. I didn't know what hardships were. There were hardships, but not the kind of things that you face in the rural area. And he is a qualified CMA. You understand? He's a cost and management accountant. Then he's an MBA, then an MCOM, then he's cleared net in commerce and management. He's a PhD. Done a lot of conferences, seminars, writes a lot, got a lot of books. I don't know if somebody has read the Telugu Academy intermediate textbook of accounts. He's one of the authors of it. Okay, so there's a lot of accolades that he's got. So comes from a very normal kind of a background. We share a lot of things in common. We travel together, move together to other places. And I have written a few books. Maybe some people have come across, but I didn't. I gave a name. I didn't completely put my head into it. So Himalaya Publications has got a few books. Kalyani has got a few books that I have written. And I've written some books for the other universities as well. I'm still in the process of writing a few books. It's not impossible, but you need a separate kind of a dedication. So I just have to tell about him. It's nice that you know, and if he could make it to that level, doing MCOM and Kaveri University, here I think you can do it much bigger, provided you believe in yourself and commit yourself to hard work. And discipline to hard work is something which is missing. Now I can tell that he has done CMA, is teaching and all that. It's motivation. That is external. But the thing is, unless something moves inside you, something which shakes you vigorously, something which says that he can do it, I can do it as well, that is called morale. MORAL. So if that doesn't occur in you, I wasted my time talking all this. I should have straight gone into talking about the cost of equity.
Yes.
But why did I talk all this stuff? Just to see that you are inspired. It should move you. It should shake you up. It should create some kind of positive vibes and vibrations in you that you are led to act. See, what I'm doing is words. But they say actions speak louder than words. You remember this exercise I did? I didn't do with you some other time. I'm trying telling you what it is. Right. Maybe I have to do some memory related stuff also. Because at the end of the day, you may hear my classes and forget. I don't want you to be forgetful. So how do you remember? What are the techniques that are related with memory? Let me see some other day. Let me come back here. The other class I spoke to you about what is cost of debt, what is cost of equipment, what are numericals related to redeemable and irredeemable debt as well as and I've given you cost of equity. I just gave you the formula, and the first formula was what? Dividend?
Price approach.
What's that?
Dividends in rise.
Price approach. That was very simple. Next was earnings model, where in the numerator you have E. Did I give you Gordon's model?
Yes.
What is the formula?
K equals to D1 by
D1 by PO
Plus G.
plus G. So that is one formula you have to bear in mind. Maybe Walter's model also I go about with discussing with you, and maybe do a numerical or two. Once we have done, what are we left with? That is only cost of retained earnings.
Earnings.
So once we do what is cost of retained earnings, so the next thing is about working on cost of weighted average cost of capital. Whether you take book value or market value, how do you arrive at the total cost of capital? That is what we need to work on. So these are the things that are left. And after that, I have shared in the group, if you remember, there is something called as what are the various theories that are associated with capital structure, net income approach, and other things that are there. So for the exam, you have to go about with knowing those theories, knowing the advantages and disadvantages or merits and demerits of those theories. Also, there is what is called an EBIT EPS analysis. He gives you different combinations of debt and equity, and you have to figure out which model gives you the highest EPS. EPS is the
Earnings per share.
So based on that, you will say which model or which alternative is better. So that is another kind of a model which can be asked from cost of capital. For the net JRF, any of these independent things can be worked to calculate cost of preference, cost of debt, cost of equity, cost of free cash. Or you can also expect a numerical on weighted average cost of capital in the exam at OU or for the net JRF. Is that okay? So prepare well in those lines. And then we start off. I've told about dividend price, E by PO. I've said about E by P. Then I've also given you Gordon's model, that is KE C1 by PO
Plus G.
plus G. I didn't get the numerical term. Yes?
Yes.
Take down a numerical. A company has, okay, take down one more formula. KE is equal to, what is the original formula? P1 by
P0
okay, P0
minus F.
minus F. Did I give you this?
Yes, sir.
So then I don't have to worry. If there is flotation cost, then you take F. I thought I didn't do this. Okay, the company has paid dividend of ₹1 per share. Paid dividend of 1 plus share. Of ₹1 per share. Within brackets of face value of. The company has paid dividend of ₹1 per share. ₹1 per share. Within brackets of face value of ₹10 each. Face value of ₹10 each. Last year, and is expected to grow. And it is expected to grow at the rate of 10% every year. And is expected to grow at the rate of 10% every year. Calculate the cost of equity. Calculate the cost of equity. If the market price of share is ₹55. The market price of share is ₹55. Did I tell you how to calculate D1? What is the formula? DO and D, or D naught and 1 plus? Apply that and come on. Okay, for the present numerical, the formula is KE is equal to D1 by PO
plus G.
plus G. Now D1 is equal to what?
D is
What?
D
D.
D0
into 1 plus G.
into 1 plus
G.
G. Okay. So D1, what is dividend? 1.
Rupee 1.
What is growth rate?
10%.
So it is 0.1. 10 divided by 100 is 0.1. Then KE is 1 into 1 plus 0.1 divided by, what is the market price of the share?
55.
What is the growth rate? Now next one. How much is 1 plus 0.1 multiplied by 1? 5.5 plus 1. So what is that you have to do if it is to do with the BODMAS rule? First is brackets of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So I have done brackets of. And the next priority is division. So how much is 1.1 by 55?
0.0.
How much? 0.0? Check, is it right?
0.2.
1.1 by 55. 0 point? That's simple. Plus 0.1. So how much do you get? 1. When you convert it to percentage,
12%.
this is the cost of equity. Okay? Typical 5 marks question, a short question, or this can be even there in the GRF net, asking you to do it in these steps. Now look what I've done, I've not skipped any steps, I've shown all the calculations. How did I move from one step to the other till I come to the answer? So make sure that you don't skip the steps. You have to show the working notes there. If you're not showing the working notes, then it is deemed that you have copied or you have resorted to malpractice. And there is one more very important model I tell you, because it can be asked at the exam. Maybe some days into the course, what you can do is, there's a boy named Vinay in the office there. You can just put a request to it if you can spare you a copy of all the old question papers of every subject, one by one. Or you can go about with asking the people in the next class, the senior batch, if they have any old question papers with them. So that can give you an idea. I'm telling you that the same question doesn't get repeated, but it'll give you an idea as to what it is. Now, sometimes, like what happened with the senior batch. I took the course so exhaustively, doing most complex and complicated problems. When they took the exam, they just smiled at the question paper. I mean, should we have to work so hard for such a simple paper? I said, be prepared. You won't know like when, what kind of exam will come there. So be prepared. So based on the situation, I mean, if you're prepared for the worst, then you can answer anything. But if you're very choosy, I had taught in Vadruga for 8 years. So I tell you, there was a person, a student of mine, who was not into sports and other things there. And he ended up becoming the director of the company also. So because of sports and all, last few days before the exam, he comes to me and says, sir, what are the important questions? So I normally don't do it. Reluctantly, I try to help him. So I told him, like, out of each unit, you get 2 essays and short marks. Prepare for them. That boy was one step cleverer than me. He said, either way, 2 will come, no? So what if I prepare for only 1? So instead of studying 10 questions, I'll study only 5. Then I said, I don't have an answer to give to you. Because when people ask me important questions, I tell all my life I've suffered a kind of thing. Now I tend to suffer them. See, out of 10 chapters, if I study 8 and go for the exam, most of the questions come from the 2 I learned. My friends, out of 10 they study 6 and they leave 4. All the questions come from the 6th chapter. So I've always been unlucky when it comes for telling what is important. So I don't normally disclose that part of it. And today, even if I have to prepare, I have 5 units to prepare, and I'm prepared for all the 5 units. And my preparation is slightly on a different note, unlike yours. I read, I understand, and also write and see whether I'm able to recall or not. If I'm not able to recall, again I study. I believe in writing once is equivalent to reading twice. I told you one memory tip. I don't know if you can remember it or not. You know what I told you now? Writing once is equivalent to reading twice. So whatever you read, if you can write it once and check, it is as good as reading 2 times. So you don't have to struggle much remembering, recalling part of it. Now this model is the growth model which was given by Walter. So there is another model that you have, which is like the growth is given by B into R. I'll tell you what it is very shortly. I need this formula that is for doing dividend decision, where Walter and Gordon come under what is that? Relevant theories of dividend. Only Modigliani Miller is a irrelevant theory of dividend. So under the relevant theory, I need the formula of growth. So please make a note of B into R, what I tell you. And most importantly, write down the side heading here, capital asset pricing model. Capital asset pricing model. And within brackets, you can write it as CAPM model. CAPM model. Capital asset pricing
Model.
And that you can do a CAPM model. And take down that formula that you have. KE is another formula to calculate cost of capital. KE is equal to RF plus beta into RM minus RF. I repeat again, KE is equal to RF plus Greek letter alpha, beta, gamma. You have beta multiplied with Rm minus Rf. The notation of the variable Rf is twice, once within the bracket after the minus sign and once the starting of the formula. Now I don't know how you relate with what I told. I'm not directly telling you a formula and ask you to remember. Last class I spoke to you 2 words as to what is systematic risk and what is unsystematic risk. You get that? Unsystematic is specific to a firm. Systematic is it affects everything. Like when you study in economics, let me put this to you. At a very basic level of decision making, we talk about a firm. Next we talk about a plant. Then we talk about a company. Then we talk about the industry. The next level you talk about the economy. Now your basic knowledge of DCOM, if you understand the word partnership, individually they are partners but collectively they are called as a firm. I started my classes by telling you like any business that you are into, it has got a block diagram like input, process and output. Input you have the 5 M's of managerial economics, where you talk about men, money, machines, materials and management. There are different modes of conversion, right from job, from batch, assembly, mass, and continuous and project. And what you ultimately give is goods and services. So at a very basic level, you have a firm, or I'll put it in reverse there. I think a little higher, I call it a firm. At a very basic level, I talk about a plant. Now, plant is something to do with machinery. It has got an ability to convert raw material into finishes. Now, let me tell you, there is a plant we have in this college which goes about with converting bore water into water which can be consumed. Now, it is called an RO plant. It works on a principle of reverse osmosis. It removes all the impurities and other things there. So, it's as good as a mineral water, what you drink at that time. And when you get some time, you can climb the stairs and get on top. You see some very big vessels and filtrates and everything. That is a plant. Now that plant is owned by this college. And this college has got two departments. There's Commerce and Management. Now this is University College of Commerce and Business Management. Like that, there are a few colleges within the campus. Law College is one, Business is one, Science College is one, Arts College is one, Engineering College is one, College of Technology is one. Each college has got some assets. But all these things are owned by the university. Again, you talk about Koti Women's, you talk about Nizam, Saifabad, Secunderabad PG, they are all constituent colleges. They all come under the university. Now, universities are owned by the state. Are you getting it? Now, this is funded by the central government. Again, the main government goes about the own. So, I'm talking about levels. Very much like that. The plant has an ability to convert raw material into finished goods. Few plants put together will become a firm. And a few firms under the same management becomes a company. And companies in the same product class are known as an industry. And industries put together decide how the economy is working in a country. Now, suppose I take some names like Rasi, ACC, Priya, Rajshri, Ultratech. Someone can guess what am I talking about? Cement. I spoke to you different brands of cement. Rasi is a company. ACC is a company. Priya is a company. Rajshri is a company. They are into making cement. Birla is into a company. Ultratech is into a company. Anyone will tell me what is the old name of Ultratech? Who's constructed the metro rail in Hyderabad? L&T. That's cement over. Now, Ultratech, the old name of that cement is actually to do with L&T cement. They got into a lot of ventures. Cement is one main thing for their construction industry. But they found that they were not able to handle the cement and they sold it to the Birla Group and it was renamed as Ultratech. Just check what I said. What is the old name of L&T cement? It is Ultratech. Now, all these constitute what is called as industry. Suppose I say BMW, Rolls-Royce, General Motors, Ford, okay, Volkswagen, Maruti, BMW, I said, Tata Motors. What are they called as? They all constitute automobile industry. Suppose I say LG, Samsung, Sony, they're all into electronic. That's an industry. Suppose I take Joy Alucas, Joss Alucas, they're all into jewelry. So I'm talking about an industry. You get that? Now what am I trying to do is, I'm trying to find out what is cost of equity. What is risk-free return? Is there something like risk-free? In this world, let me tell you, risk is variability in returns, risk is fear of loss. The fear of loss cannot be eliminated. Fear of loss can be minimized. And the concept which tells you how you can minimize risk is to do with probability. May happen, may not happen, kind of a situation. And the value ranges between 0 to 1. Come. Some of you all can come here. There are some more chairs. Some can take these chairs. Sit wherever it is possible. You can pull the chair. Yeah, we'll see for a day or two. If all the chairs are getting exhausted and you don't have chairs, then you can straight get into that seminar. Is that clear? Because as it is, this class has got section A and B together, and I will be teaching finance as a combined section to both the classes there. So the first session will be the finance class. So you will be having the combined session, and you don't have to wait for everyone. So after that class, you have to split. So section A will come here, and section B will go there. So as long as this is not making full strength, the seniors will continue to be in that room. And the moment that room gets occupied by the juniors, then that room, I think Narissa also will decide to take. They are only I'm taking the combined class, and that class also gets split. And there are two rooms in the second floor for the second year. Only thing is, the second year rooms are not equipped with the touch screen. Even I'm not using the touch screen now. But it is plug and play. Use the pen drive and start using it. Is what you do. There are many new people who have come in today. The people are Patrick and I'm handling the financial management people. And this is my 11th session officially. If I look at the attendance sheet, and I think I did take attendance on a piece of paper also. You wrote your names. So there would have been one more session, so around 12 classes is what I've taken, and almost done with the first unit. And somewhere in the fourth unit, I've not done the second and third student, but I'm going for calculating the cost of capital and capital strength. And the ones who have come in, that girl, in fact, it was so nice. She texted me that she's not coming to the class today. Sravanti. And I mean, I don't say that everybody should be doing it, but the ones who have come in, there's a group created for financial management on WhatsApp. So somebody, the ones who are there already, can guide them how they can join into the group there. You can ask Sravanti to make you join or give you a link to that group. I've put all the notes. Only thing is the ones who join later, they can watch what I posted earlier. So someone can post it to their individual WhatsApp or something like that can be done. And today is 4th of November. Let me remind everyone that will not go over to changing much. 18th of November, you have the first exam. You get that? So maybe I would ask you to spread out and take an exam. Maybe MCQ or short question or whatever it is there. 10 marks. So like that you have to take 4 exams. Maybe I'll ask you to do even presentations. Come stand here and speak about a topic. And I would make it tough. I've tried it elsewhere. And all the days I keep talking, but suddenly I prepare some 40 topics out of the syllabus, roll it into small papers and put it into a box. So you will pick the chip, prepare for it 1 minute. When one person is speaking for 1 minute, the other person will pick a chip and go. That is called just a minute. Jam. So you have to be thorough with the entire syllabus. That is what is going to. It's not to punish or penalize or make people to struggle and stammer like doing you are. It is to make you confident. Because I tell you, one of the shortcuts of success is communication, public speaking. When you look into the eyes of others and speak, within you what is developing is called confidence. So tomorrow when you attend an interview, you don't have fear. Fear will stop you from getting answers to them. So boldly and courageously you can answer. That is one of the reasons why you're doing a regular course. Maybe some teachers have already asked you to give some presentations or whatever. The thing is, I believe that you can. And I know how much it helped me working out presentations when I was an MCOM student. And when they asked me to go and teach in school, then I didn't have any fear. So straight I went and they started combing the students. They said they liked it. So they said, you can continue working. So I worked for a little over a year before I finished my MCOM and left that school. So I'm telling you, you have to develop invariably communication skills. That is an honest thing. And I reminded people, many hands went up. I don't know, do you have an idea when HCDC is?
No, sir.
No one? Not a single person in this class? Okay. You know the gate you came from?
Yes.
You seen 2 rings missing? I said
Yes.
I created it. Don't talk about that rings anymore. This opposite to that is a circular building. You get that circular building? Cross the road, there's a circular building. What you can do is walk up to Law College and you have the main entrance. The other thing is, if you can go a little on that side, there's a small gate where vehicles can't go, but you can walk in. And in the second floor, I'm not sure if the lift is working. We repaired it on board. But on the second floor, you have the HCBC. There is a conference room, which we call it as a training room or something there. So there you can go early by 1:45 or so that you get a comfortable chair and a seat. So you don't have to stand and people get a plastic chair for you to sit there. I'm very much concerned about those classes. Apart from these classes, I want you to attend that also. For girls, it's quite easy. Once you're staying in the hostel, have your lunch and drop in. But the ones who are day scholars, they'll have to carry an extra box apart from breakfast. Right? That could be tough at home, but it is for 4 to 5 days of growth during this week. And there are people coming from the corporate to train and equip you. So if you can learn, nothing else. Right? In between, I had to intervene just to see that everybody has got a clue about it. And just take down as to what the term P and R means there. P is earnings and retention rate. In that formula, growth formula, which is G is equal to B into R. Okay, the meanwhile, your names must be there in this sheet there. So wherever you find your name across that, today's date is 4th. The dates are marked clearly here. So just put your initials. Some people initial, when I said they load the first letter in their name, first name. But put a small sign in this block. Are you getting it there? Don't sign for your friends and don't sign for somebody else's name. Sign where your name is. So you will also know where your roll number is, right? Don't sign for the previous days, only for today. Right. What's your name? Chandana. Okay. Did I tell you about D? I didn't tell. Right? Earnings retention rate. Did I tell you that? D is earnings retention rate. Next one, R is rate of return on fund invested. Rate of return on fund invested. Rate of return on fund invested. Keep the attendance sheet signing and rolling there. And take the next one, which is to do with the CAPM model which you have taken. Write down what they are. A is cost of equity capital. K is cost of equity capital. RF is risk-free rate of return. RF is risk-free rate of return. And beta is beta coefficient. Beta is called measure of risk. So beta is called here. Just write down beta coefficient. Beta symbol is equal to beta BETA coefficient. Beta coefficient. And RM write down rate of return on market portfolio. Rate of return on market portfolio. Rate of return on market portfolio. And RM minus RF is equal to market risk premium. Market risk premium. Market risk premium. Now let me just tell you that if you have surplus with you, let us say that I have 1 lakh with me. What are the options available to me when I have 1 lakh with me? I can safely hide that money at home. You get that? I can give this money and put it into rotation, which is called chit fund, or it is called as a Ponzi scheme. PONZI. I can put the money into circulation. I can put it into a bank as a fixed deposit. I can buy some shares out of it. I can put this 1 lakh into mutual funds. I can buy debentures out of it. Are you getting this? I can invest as an angel investor in somebody's startup. If the startup becomes a success, then I get equity in that startup. I become a part owner in that business. All right. I can lend to someone. I can donate to someone. I have a lot of options. I told only with 1 lakh what are the things I can do. Maybe I can buy a second-hand car, or I can buy a television, or invest in a plot. There are various things I can do. What of 1 lakh? Would I forget about plot for 1 lakh? It's something which is beyond anybody's reach. So the thing is, I said these are the options. I have. Now, what exactly is the word called portfolio? The saying, when here in this semester you're studying what is called as corporate finance. The next semester you'll be studying what is called as continuation of this subject is what we call investment management. Here you're studying what is called financial management. Next semester it becomes investment management. As a student, when I studied many years back, 28 years ago, maybe I studied this paper as FM and FM, as one paper for 100 marks. The weightage was 50-50. Now the weightage is 100 for FM and 100 for investment. So how do you make an investment? How do you make the money grow? How do you ensure that the risk is minimized? For that, we use a stuff which is called diversifying the risk. You understand what I'm saying? That's another thing. So what we do is, we go about with putting this 1 lakh into various things so that profit made somewhere will compensate for the loss made.
Some.
Suppose I go about putting my entire money in the post office or bank. There's an opportunity cost. If I kept it safely at home and didn't utilize it, there is an opportunity cost, which you call it avakash period. Now that is what you study in managerial economics. But here, what I'm trying to tell is, I'm trying to create a portfolio. Portfolio is nothing but a basket of investments. You can put it in gold, but gold not in the ornament form. It should be in the coin form or in the bullion form, a gold biscuit, which is without any impurities in it. Then it makes a good investment in gold. If you're doing it in the ornament form, the guy who is selling and buying both the times is at an advantage. When he's selling, he passes on to you with impurities. When he buys, he deducts the impurities, and you wonder why did you pay so much when you were buying. You get that? So it's not an ornamental. So whatever is that basket, I have my investment in land, in an FD, in shares, in debentures, mutual funds, in insurance. Now this is what use a word called portfolio. All right. Now, what is risk-free in it? Very little risk. I put my money in SBI. Anything goes wrong with an SBI, the government is there to back it up. Even if SBI becomes bankrupt, you understand the word insolvent and bankruptcy. So there is insolvency, bankruptcy code. If SBI becomes bankrupt, still the government is there to back it. My money will not go. And there is also a thing which you have in the banks there. Earlier it was different. Now they say that if you, whatever could be the amount of money that you have in your account there, the bank is liable only to an extent of 5 times. Do you get it? So anything beyond that, if the bank is closed, you can't demand anything. Anything less than 5 lakhs, they'll give you. More than 5 lakhs, only up to the tune of 5 lakhs again. Beyond that, they'll ask you forget about it. You understand it? There's a risk of investing. And you read what Nirmala Sitharaman says, like how much money, when I was constructing the first floor in the penthouse during the COVID time, I had investments at the bank. And in that particular year, I withdrew more than 20 lakhs. You know what is the rule? If you draw more than 20 lakhs out of your bank account in one financial year, for every time you draw beyond 20 lakhs, you have to pay tax. Because I was surprised. It's my money and I'm withdrawing and I have to pay tax on that again. The banker lady, she felt bad with it. She gave me a trick how to overcome that. She said, open another account in your wife's name. You transfer this money to her account. And whenever you need, you draw from her account. You have exhausted your 20 lakhs, right? Now she has not exhausted her 20 lakh. Till she exhausts 20 lakh, continue with her account. Now, if her account also is exhausted, you open an account in your son's name. I'm not talking anything wrong. I'm talking about what we do on tax. Now this is called tax planning. There's tax evasion, there's tax avoidance, and there is tax management. Now according to law, income from house property. See, you're paying tax on salary, income from house property, business or profession, capital gains, other sources. Now if it is income from house property, the law says I can own one house on my name. If there is another house, I have to pay tax on it as income from house property, whether I have self-occupied or I have let out. But I have a choice which house I can claim. The bigger house I can claim as an exemption. Now suppose what if you come, they want you to join it in the next class there, to felicitate and I say, come, all of you.
As you know that sir is appointed as the registrar of Usmania University. On that occasion, we are planning to felicitate Naresh Reddy sir. So please,
Join in that.
we need your
Take your
attention.
name to introduce yourself.
They know, sir.
They know you, all know you. No, there are many who can. How many don't know him? See, there are many who don't know him. Tell your name.
You don't know me.
He doesn't.
So my name is Mohammad Imtiazuddin.
Imtiazuddin.
So I am from second year MCOM. I am your senior. So please
Join into that room. Come. And you'll ensure that you'll have signed and given me. I'll continue with this in my next class. It looks like it'll take 10 minutes. Come in.